Started working on my S10 tonight a little bit. Started knocking some stuff out, and I found this. Somebody had patched that at one time. I was wondering what was going on because I knew this wasn't like a double layer thing, and I was like, that was just weird. So I ended up knocking some more out, and then I went ahead and I was like, that's just weird. So I pushed it, and it just sort of fell out. So yeah, that's somebody fiberglassed it once, long ago. That was a nice one-layer job, but don't do this. Use metal, please. It's not that difficult. Even if you're a shitty welder, you can grind the fuck out of it and make it smooth. Don't do this. There's no point in it. Yeah, you might save actually, you're not going to save a couple bucks because I know what fiberglass and fiberglass resin costs. So, yeah, don't do that. Use metal. It'll be a much stronger backer. It'll last a lot longer. And yeah, if you got to skim it a little bit with some filler, no big deal. But yeah, and a nice, beautiful piece of fiberglass. Wow. Anyways, stop it. Stop doing that. Use metal. Anyways, the way it seems here, it's not too bad now. It does need another little thin skimming right here. This will have to be shaped up some later on. This will have to be smoothed out, worked over. I have to try to get a damp puller. I really need to get a damp puller. Anyways, and definitely an overlay's out of the question, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it piece by piece and cut each little section out that I can cover. See, like I'm even chopping pieces out with a piece of sheet metal. Like I say, that's what this here is for. See? That tells you what you need to place. That's what this is for. That's what that little thing is for. Chop, 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 chop. Hi-ya! Yeah, that's good stuff right there. Anyways, like I say, I'll cut out each little piece that I got here and patch it in, and then cut out the next piece, patch it in. I want to make sure my shape is relatively close to what it should be as far as all the way around. I know it's going to be kind of choppy, but in the end, whenever it's all said and done, it'll look good, and it'll be metal. So it'll be, I'll need to get my bending vice grips, my flat vice grips. I got some other little pieces that I can use over here too, so I got a little bucket full of stuff here. So it's just little pieces that I had left over from different stuff. Okay, I want to give you guys a little bit of a close-up of what's going on here. What I decided to do is, this is kind of an old method that I had learned a long time ago. What it is you take your top piece, you see where you wanted it, you get your line on it, and then what you do is you leave little pieces behind. They're like little diamond pieces. As you can see, they're like little triangle pieces, and you fold it inward to where you want it to be, and then whenever you set your piece, and then where you set your piece to where you want it. Nice. Anyways, and like this, you fold this in too, so that actually gives you a little bit of something to weld to. I'm gonna have to use something else to hold that on there with, something a little bit stronger than that poor little piece of than that. I was just trying to use this, but it almost worked. But anyways, I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna use my big ones. Chop, 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 chop. Anyways, I wanted to give you a close-up of what I was doing so you could see in here. You fold it under and then you make it straight so that whenever you set your piece in there, it's set in there where it needs to be, and then it'll be even where it needs to be at the bottom. And then once you weld this in, it actually won't be so bad. Whenever you knock down the welds with the grinder, you can smooth it out much easier, and then it won't take very much filler to kind of just fill in anything that may need to be filled in. But also, this little video is kind of showing you how to patch in pieces. If you don't have one big solid piece to just throw in there and be done, then you can actually just piece it in with like little random pieces like I got. It can be done. Okay guys, well, I ended up having to make another piece here because there was an awful lot of rusted out holes and stuff, so I had to make another piece farther back. I got it ready. Got it in here for the most part, and I'm going to get it welded in. Like I say, I still use the same method, the fold under method. It's something that I had done before. I don't think I've put it in a video though, but it's something that I used to do before, and it actually makes it pretty easy to weld and clean up and stuff like that, because you get this ridge here, and then you know you want to make sure that it's going to end up even though. That's definitely something you want to watch out for. You want to kind of make sure it's going to go even though we're still going to use a little bit of filler and stuff, but not much. See, that's the whole point. We don't want to use a lot of filler. I know sometimes in some of my videos you might think that I've used quite a bit, but really, all in all, I haven't used that much because mostly it was just for skimming or smoothing. Okay, let's tap that over some. Like I say, I got it clipped at the bottom. This will be okay. I'll get this welded in here. I'll still be able to shape it up some, and if I have to, when it comes down to it, I'll take my body block and I'll knock these pieces down in the back, and then I'll tack them to the back of the sheet metal as well. The thing is with this stuff that I'm using tonight, it's actually from the fender off of this, so it's the same gauge metal, so, and it's really good condition, so we should be pretty good on all this. Like I say, you want to be able to get this lined up here. Like I say, any of this old body filler that has been used, I never did any body filler here, so whoever did that, I have no idea. All I've done is from here up and over, and you know, I never did anything with this. I wasn't even ready for that yet whenever I started all this other stuff. I'm going to try to get this all the way done tonight and show you guys the process there of it. This is patching it in with smaller pieces. I know, and before you say anything, before you leave a comment, oh that's stupid, you should get a whole sheet. Yes, I would love to have a whole sheet so I could just do this whole thing at one time, but this will actually make for a good little video. This can be done in pieces, because you're going to have that, then you'll have this, which it looks like there's going to end up being a little bit of a gap probably that I'll have to deal with, but I can manage that. That's okay. I got something for that. I'll show you guys. And what that boils down to is I'll cut a little sliver and I'll hold it to the back. I'll kind of shove it up in there and hold it to the back, and then I'll weld that in, and it makes it easier to weld it in if you have like a backer on it. Like I say, in the end, what you're really going for is the fact that it is metal. So anyways, I didn't mean for that to happen. It should have been straighter than that. So, but anyways, I didn't notice how far back it went until I started cleaning up to put this other piece in. So anyways, we're gonna go on with this. Get my gloves and my welding hood, and we're gonna tack this all in. And of course, like I say, this is going to burn off all that excess paint and all that other stuff that's on there, because it does get pretty darn hot. Well, apparently I did not go far enough back. So anyways, whatever, we'll deal with that in due time. I'll have to get it from the inside probably, weld a piece behind there or something. Anyways, this video is turning out a little longer than what I had planned. This isn't what I expected it to be. I'm sorry. That'll work. Okay, on to the next piece. I'm gonna say there'll be shaping, obviously, that'll need done. That's why we have body filler. But the point is, put metal in. Okay, we'll get on to the next piece here. Let's see what we gotta do. Because we may actually have to do a little bit of trimming to get this to do what it's supposed to do. But then again, we haven't bent up these corners yet. Like I say, you can still do the method, the corner folding method, or the edge folding method, even whenever you're piecing stuff together. Even when you're patching stuff together, you can still do that method, the same method. Come on, yep. See? Yep. Still not quite right. I'll go ahead and trim off some of this part a little bit. Oh yes, that's gonna work quite well. Look at that. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and mess it up, because we tend to do that sometimes. Alright, put that back where it belongs and get that thing tacked up. So it ain't, or not. couple of decent tacks on it. Another one over in that corner. There we go. Got her tacked up. Another couple of good tacks. And yes, of course, there'll be some grinding that needs done whenever this is all in here. Like I say, I'm gonna have to do something about this because I apparently didn't go over far enough. And it's still pretty rusty right here, but I think all in all it won't be too bad. But like I say, once we get this welded in, get the bottom welded in, I'll go ahead and cut another piece, and we'll just keep patching back until it's finished, and then we grind it down, obviously, and which we won't do that tonight because that's just rude. People are trying to sleep. Anyways, I really need to get out here and get started much earlier than this, but I've been a little bit down, coughing my head off and stuff, not sure what's going on. Nose is all stopped up. But anyways, first piece pretty much finished, second piece started. We'll get that finished, and then we'll go to getting the next piece in, and the next piece, all the way until we're back to our corner, or to where we don't need any more. But I'm keeping this here for a reference of shape, just for a shape reference. So anyway, so I know about what size and what shape. I've been cutting this out actually with my metal shears, my 10 snips. So like I say, piece by piece, we'll get it in there, and then of course, like I say, you'll see it when it's all finished and done, after it's been grinded down, and then a little bit of filler in there. And like I say, it's okay to use body filler. It's not a bad thing, as long as you're not trying to glop in a big giant hole like I was trying to do there. But I decided to fix it the right way. Well, a little better anyways. So I'll get this finished welded in, I'll get another piece cut and stuff. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get my next piece ready. It may be, well, I'm gonna go ahead and straighten this up and stuff, and let me change out my gloves here. Get my welding hood, because I'm going to be doing some a little bit longer runs, not just tacking, so Please wear your welding hoods when you're welding. You should really wear them when you're just tacking as well, but sometimes I can't see, especially if it's dark, so it's gonna be this thing. This is actually by Bondo. There's a lot of different shapes and a lot of different sizes actually. This is just a pretty basic one. This one suits my purposes. I had actually got it for the truck because it actually has a lot of the older curves on it. So anyways, what you do is put it behind the spot that you're wanting to shape. And bang it into submission. Like I say, that I was just wanting to get that where it belonged. Anyways, I'll go ahead and do this. I'm gonna try to save as much time as possible on this video because some of them get retardedly long and I don't want to do a bunch of editing. So I'll go ahead and finish this up and then I'll get back to it on finishing up the back part. Well, alright, now we're down to this last piece. I had to cut quite a bit out. It actually isn't too bad, but I had to cut quite a bit out up here some. I'm gonna have to do some folding to put it back to kind of where it needs to be so that I can fill it in. I didn't really need to go like all the way back, so we're just gonna fold this in some. We're gonna try to shape it up the best we can to make it look like it's supposed to anyways. Go ahead and tack it into place here where I want it. Alrighty. Okay, that's just a basic starter tack. It's just where I want it for the moment. I mean, that's where I want it, but it's just to get it to hold in there. And then we'll kind of weld and beat it into submission, kind of where we really need it at. There's going to be a little bit of shaping as we go along. Obviously that's gotta be, there's a huge gap in there, so I'm gonna have to do some stuff, but gotta get a little closer. But we want to actually bend that inside piece back out some, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tack this back here. Okay, that's tacked where I want it there. Tack this piece onto here where I want it. Okay, got that piece tacked. Okay. Okay, now you see what I did there? I went ahead and put that in there where I wanted it. That welder will just take that old paint right off of there, and that old body filler, and take all that old stuff off there, because it's pretty hot stuff. And then we want to tack it here. So, anyways, we got this all kind of tacked in where we want it. But what we really want to do is we want to come from the back side here, and we want to actually unfold this under piece. Dang it. So, anyways, it doesn't look like that's going to work. So, we can get this in here. Oops. Okay, we can work with that. I'm gonna give it a good tack about here. And a good tack about here. I'm also going to come in from the behind here, and I'm going to tack here, here. Whoops. Yeah, it is a little rusty, so I may end up having to do some fill in. Alright, excuse me. It looks as though we got it on there pretty good. There's this piece here that kind of is a little sloppy. Don't really care for that much. So, we're going to try look at that. Straightened it up pretty good. Got it pretty much where it needed to be. Alright. We're good. We can finish this up. This will actually be a butt weld of sorts. This will be a little bit of a butt weld, but the rest are going to be like the others. Like I say, this looks really gloppy because, well, it is a flux core welder and they do get a little gloppy. But once you grind them down, get your little filler in there, they look really good, and it's metal, so that's way better than what it was. There's actually going to be another tiny little piece I'm going to have to cut and put in there because I kind of messed that up, but anyways, it's okay. Yeah, but I definitely need to do that, and then we'll shape it up after a bit whenever I do the rest of my filler and all that stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna change my gloves out because these are actually my cutting gloves, and you know, my just regular gloves. And then I'll put on my little bit heavier duty, which I actually have a full-blown pair of like monster welding gloves. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm gonna take a time out and I'll be back. Okay guys, what I went ahead and did was I went ahead and made a little patch piece for in there. I'm gonna finish filling that in. I'm gonna go ahead and get this welded up, get it done, and then we're gonna probably call it this part done for now, because I still gotta grind it down, beat it into submission a little bit, shape it up some. Probably ought to do a little shaping down here, but other than that, we'll have to worry about that a little later. But I'll have to do a little welding these pieces together, but there'll be some shaping and stuff going on. And of course, what I'll do is I'll rubberize the inside, and then out here I'll just shoot it with, I'll shoot it with some solar primer on the inside too, because I want my stuff pretty well protected. This may be a pain in the butt to fill in, but anyways, whenever I get down to grinding this off and shaping this all off, surely there's going to be holes here and there that are going to need to be tacked in, but it won't be that huge of an ordeal. So anyways, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and finish this up, and then this part will be what I consider done. I'm going to shoot it with some primer sealer, and then I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and start on that other part up there here shortly. At least get some of the pieces cut and shaped, and maybe get them tacked in good enough they'll stay, and then we'll worry about it on the next episode.